Greetings. Today we continue our study in the book of Revelation. We'll consider the sixth bowl judgment today from Revelation 16, verses 12 through 16. Verse 12 says, "And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirit of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth, and the whole earth, to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see a shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon." The cause and the effect of vial number 6 is given to us in these verses. The cause is stated in verse 12 when it literally says, "And the sixth messenger, he poured out his particular bowl upon the particular river, the Euphrates." The effect is stated in the second part of the verse when it literally says, "In the water it was dried up, in order that the way of the kings it may be preparing the ones away from the dawning of the sun." Now, the Euphrates River is an ancient river. It was one of the four rivers stated to have flowed out of the Garden of Eden in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 14. It flows some 1,800 miles from central Armenia through modern Iraq and empties into the Persian Gulf. The Euphrates River has seasonal highs and lows in depth, as most rivers do, to the melting of the winter snows off the mountains. But here it is stated that it will be completely dried up, as prophesied in Isaiah chapter 11, verses 15 and 16. It says, "And the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in the seven streams, and make men go over dry shod. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt." Now, a comparison to the overnight drying up of the Red Sea for the passage of Israel out of Egypt should not be missed. It is God himself that makes this comparison for us. Just as the Red Sea dried up for Israel's passage out of Egypt, so the Euphrates River will dry up for the passage of the eastern kings for their final siege of Jerusalem. The purpose of the drying up of this river is stated for us, in order that the way of the kings may be preparing the ones from the dawning of the sun. Now, we must remember that all directions in the Bible are Jerusalem-centric. Thus, the kings of the east, that is, from the rising the sun from Jerusalem, are those who rule the kingdoms east of Jerusalem. In that regard, Iran, Iraq, India, Pakistan, China, Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, all of these would qualify by that definition. Notice the delusion that's stated for us in verse 13. "And I saw out of the mouth of the serpent," that's Revelation 12:3, "and out of the mouth of the beast," Revelation 13:1, "and out of the mouth of the false prophet," Revelation 13:11, "three unclean spirits like frogs." Now, the frog was described as an unclean animal in the book of Leviticus chapter 11, verses 40 through 41, where it says, "And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes, and shall be unclean until the evening. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes, and shall be unclean until even. And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten. Whosoever goeth on the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, And whatsoever hath more feet among the creeping things that creep on the earth, them shall ye not eat, for they are an abomination. This is the only New Testament usage of the word frog. Thus it means an unclean spirit comes out of the mouth of each of the three members of this unholy trinity to spread deceptive and persuasive communications.